I'm Bryan Sea. I'm the fisheries supervisor for the Northeast District, and I manage all the waters in the Northeast. So yeah, we just finished doing our water quality surveys, looking at dissolved oxygen levels throughout the lakes. And this year we don't have many concerns. Water or dissolved oxygen is looking pretty good. We have a couple lakes that dissolved oxygen levels are low, but those are usually always low, so it's not too much of a surprise for us. Yeah, water levels in the Northeast are looking pretty good. We had enough moisture kind of last spring through the fall to kind of just maintain water levels. So most of our lakes are either full or close to full. Yeah, so walleyes right now are still doing really well. It kind of sounds like a broken record for us up in the Northeast. There's a lot of opportunities for anglers. Some of our kind of lakes that have been talked about the last few years are still holding strong. Addy, Coe, and Dry Lake and Foster County are all good walleyes that have a lot of 15 to 20 inch fish for anglers to target. Pike numbers, I would say, aren't as good as walleyes in the Northeast right now, but there are still opportunities for anglers. A lot of our lakes up in the Turtle Mountains like Upsilon, Gravel, and Dion have pretty good populations. And then a little closer to Devil's Lake, you have Wood Lake and Red Willow that have a fair amount of pike. Yeah, there's a fair amount of other species. Yellow perch is one that people tend to target, mostly in the winter, not so much the summer. Those populations are similar to pike where they're down a little bit, but there are a fewer of our newer lakes that have better perch populations out there. We have some bluegill lakes as well. Up in the Turtle Mountains have some good bluegill populations, and then Red Willow and Wood Lake as well. And then if you're kind of over by Grand Forks, English Coulee Pond's a great spot to catch bluegills, pike, perch, and black crappies as well. English Coulee Pond is a great spot for shore fishing. It's a great spot just to take the kids. It's a nice little area. Another opportunity is trout, rainbow trout and tiger trout up in Hooker Lake up in the Turtle Mountains. So hasn't winter killed in a few years, so it's a great opportunity to catch a good sized rainbow trout, and then kind of that new species for North Dakota with the tiger trout. So we're just wrapping up our tagging study on Lake Coe for walleyes, kind of looking at how anglers utilize that resource. And we found last May we tagged 724 fish and then did a recapture event and found that the population was about 7,400 fish greater than 13 inches. And so far we've had about 227 fish tag returns, and about 88% of those fish have been harvested. So it's a harvested-oriented fishery, which isn't surprising to us, as that's most of North Dakota lakes. One thing that was a little interesting for us was exploitation, or the percentage of fish that are harvested by anglers was a little higher than we expected, and it was kind of on that upper limit of what we'd say is sustainable for the fishery. However, last summer was really good fishing out there on Lake Coe, so we think that we sampled kind of that high end of what exploitation can be on a given year. So on a normal year, exploitation should fall well within the limits that we deem sustainable. Then we also looked at growth and mortality out there and found that growth was good and mortality was pretty low, so it kind of just backs up our suspicions that on a normal year, exploitation always isn't as high as it was last year. And then just kind of looking at where tag returns came from anglers, where they're located. And we found that people are traveling to Lake Coe from quite a bit of distance, kind of the eastern half of the state, and then from some other states as well. So it's not just a localized fishery, it's important to quite a few people. And then this year we plan to do another walleye tagging study on Lake Addy to look at how anglers are utilizing that resource. Things look good in the Northeast for this summer. Their fish populations are good. Right now water levels are good, so as long as we don't go into a long-term drought, I think we should be sitting pretty good.